You told me more than once to show you my intention. My brain gets blocked at times, but now somehow I'll give you my attention. You've got to know that I ain't a person who understands all the clockwork of our romance. You make me feel so alive. Always there in my...
Hi ladies, and welcome to today's video, which is packed with some cleaning, organization, and decluttering motivation. This was part of my prep for a new school year, which at the time of recording of this video was about 3 weeks away. I really wanted to make sure that our house was ready to go. So we will start with doing some chores in the living space. I needed to fold some laundry. I needed to really clean my kitchen sink. I even got a new tool to use, which you're gonna see is giving me a really great results that I was looking for in a really clean kitchen sink. Then we're gonna move up to my son's bedroom that really needed some deep cleaning. And we're also gonna be getting all the kids' school supplies packed in their backpack and ready to go on their first day. So lots and lots of motivation in this video. So the first thing I was tackling is folding the laundry so I can take it upstairs and at some point put it away, because it definitely doesn't get put away right away, probably 95% of the time. That's one of the things I'm struggling with, but I at least wanted to get a head start on that before I moved on to the kitchen sink. And I have mentioned that in the previous videos, I was struggling with getting those corners of my sink clean. As you can see, it's like really dirty in there. I even tried a regular toothbrush and it still never was like 100% clean. So I decided to try this tool. I have seen it on Jamie's Journey channel, where she was using that to clean different spaces in her house. I think she mostly uses that for like cleaning the grout on the tiles, but I really wanted something for the sink. So I decided to try this one, and I am so happy that I did, because it absolutely did an amazing job. At first I was, I think, using it like too quickly. I mean, obviously the video is speed up, but even in real time I was doing it like moving it too quickly. But once I got hang of it, it really got into all those spots. And you're gonna see in a minute, I'm gonna show you one side when it's clean and the other when it's dirty. And you can definitely see a huge difference. So if you are struggling with cleaning spaces like that, if you have a sink that's kind of has those like deep corners, that is definitely something I would recommend. I haven't tried it. Actually, I did try it also in the bathroom on the grout, and it also does an amazing job. So definitely glad I decided to buy it. And as you can see, this one is really, really clean. And on this end, you can see in the corners, it's not. It's a huge difference. So I recommend that tool if you have a use for it in your house.
Why you wanna let me go now? Are you saying that to change your mind? For love or pity, let me know now. Cause your love made me go blind. What am I hearing? Saying you're moving back. When were you gonna tell me that? What am I hearing? It feels like a...
Another thing I needed to do that day was to clean all the lunch boxes. As you can see, they are in a pretty bad shape. This one is Emilia's and this one is David's. For David, I did get him a new one. I did still wash this one because we use those lunch boxes whenever we basically drive to any like after school activities. I like to put snacks in there, but his was like beyond saving. He has been using it longer because he is already in the 4th grade, so he has been using it, I think, for the past two and a half or 3 years. So it got a lot of usage. My daughter only used it like once a week for the past 2 years, so because he used it more, it got more dirty. But they still got pretty clean with the use of Shout and OxyClean. They were definitely ready for the new school year. And over here, I am just putting the olive oil in a new bottle that I got. I have been looking for something to just make it a little easier for me to use when I'm cooking because I'm getting the one from Costco and it's just a huge bottle. So I was looking to get kind of like a dispenser for me to just make it a little easier when I'm cooking. Plus it doesn't take so much space in my pantry as well. And the next thing I am doing is I have been looking for kind of like a charging station for all the, tablets and phones and things like that. If you have seen my previous videos, you probably did see that they usually end up on my kitchen island. And it just looks messy and it's like all those cables over there. So I was looking for something to make it kind of look more presentable and then I could put it in my office. So I found this one. I'm going to link it down below. There's plenty of other options on Amazon and probably other places as well. But it just kind of puts everything in one spot. You can get like short cables for the tablets. I'm just using the ones that we have already, so they are longer, but I found a good spot in my office where I can put it, and the cables are not really bothering anyone either. So it's just to me a really cool tool, a gadget, whatever you want to call it, to help you stay organized. Now my kids know exactly where to find their tablet, where to put it away, and for me not to look at all those cables throughout the kitchen island. So win-win for everyone.
Heart attack. Someone help me catch my breath again. How did you stop loving me? How is that even possible? How could we let love go? How could we move on? Move on. Why you wanna let me go now, now, now? Are you saying that to change your mind? For love or pity, let me go now, now, now. 'Cause your love made me go blind. Why are you playing?
And I was playing around with it a few times where to position that. And the position it is in right now, it's not how it stayed. I moved it the other way so the cables are on the side of the table or the side table, but it's just easier for kids to plug them in when they are putting it away. This is exactly the spot that it is right now in. And I don't know, I am just very happy with it. Another good thing is I put my phone here and it is out of reach for me when I am working. So it definitely takes away the distraction as well. And next on the list was cleaning up that corner where my puppy is eating. We used to have two small dogs and now we have a bigger one. So she basically has the leftovers of all the bowls from the little guys and she's just too big for it. She creates a lot of mess. I mean, they did too, but she is just in a different level. So I have gotten her a new set of bowls that are, like taller. And I wanted to clean up the space before I put them in because it was really gross. And I'm gonna do a close up in a second. You're gonna see it. I had to spray it. I had to let it sit. I had to take out my sponge and scrub it. So it took longer than you're seeing over here, but in the end, I did get a new placemat and new set of bowls, and it looked better. And she is able to keep it cleaner because she doesn't make as much mess trying to eat because it's so low. Now it's at the right level, so hopefully we can keep it cleaner a little bit longer than we used to.
Call back. Do you ever pick up on that phone? Stop pretending I don't know you're home. I guess not.
So it's definitely looking much better and it's definitely much more functional. Next, what I was doing is I just organized this drawer. In my last video, I'm gonna link it up here, I did organize it, but there was one green bin that was bothering me, and as soon as I found that I had an extra one downstairs that was white, I just needed to exchange it. I know, it's a little crazy, but that's just kind of how I am sometimes. And this was the last drawer. This is also, I guess, a junk drawer, if you will, because all we have in there is like flashlights and some chargers and change. We had that change for so long. I don't know. Sometimes we needed some quarters, but I don't know why we keep them there. But we do. My husband has some sentiment towards the change because it has been there since his dad was collecting some of it, and it's just, I don't know. It's just there. Sometimes kids like to play with it when they play like store and stuff. So, and I kind of went back and forth how to organize it. You're gonna see I kept on exchanging different things to different sides of the drawer, but I was just trying to fit everything nicely. So this is basically how it ended up being, and I was very happy because this was one of the last drawers that needed attention in the kitchen. So definitely a successful decluttering and organizing in a living space.
Do ever respond? Explain it all again, again, again. Tell me why you don't wanna be friends. I guess not. Baby, no, I don't wanna go. You know how much I hate sleeping alone. I can never make it on my own. Tell me what I'm gonna do. Tell me how I'm gonna live my life without you. Yeah, tell me why we don't make sense. Tell me how I'm gonna get through. I don't wanna take another life without you. Yeah, tell me why we don't make sense. Do I ever let go? Let go of the days I wish we had. Stop crying over things I can't take back. Not yet. Do I ever forget?
And next we moved on to the living room table, which is always dirty. I am actually looking for something to polish my dining room table. It's a wood table and I'm using like an everyday wood cleaner, but I need something to actually polish it. It's starting to like look dull and just not having the greatest look. And I got those new placemats at Home Goods. A couple of weeks ago, I wanted to upgrade my living room table to something that just looks a little nicer versus the placemats I just saw me take down before. So I found those and I really like them because I can also wash them, which I wanted to make sure it's something practical because we do eat at this table every single day. So obviously kids make messes, so I wanted to make sure that it doesn't only look good, but it's actually something that's functional. And then I moved on to my son's bedroom, where first I needed to put all their school supplies into their backpacks so they are ready to go when school starts. What I did when I was buying the supplies, I was actually also purchasing those bins that you see me using, and each of my kids had a list, and everything that was for Emilia went to one bin, everything that was for David went to the second bin. So even when I went to the register, I told them to just put it right back into the bin so I don't have to sort through it when I get home and figure out what items belong to which child. So that made it a huge difference for me as far as being efficient. Over here, I was just still double checking that they had everything into their backpack. And thank goodness I did, because I did realize I did not buy a dry eraser board for my daughter. Guys, I don't know how I did that. I had it crossed off from my list as I actually bought it, but I did not. And I remember specifically being in the store and thinking, well, she needs a dry eraser board, and we spent 10 minutes looking for it. And then I looked at my list, I'm like, no, she doesn't. She only needs an eraser. She doesn't need the board. So we didn't buy it. And then as I was checking, I'm like, oh my goodness, she actually does need it. So here I am on the phone looking for a dry eraser board. So thank goodness for Amazon because it came in the next day. Although I had a couple more weeks, but it's just one of those things that even if you are very prepared, there's always a good chance you're gonna forget something. I don't know if it's just the mom brain, working mom brain, whatever we want to call it, but it's always good to have kind of those systems in place when you do double check. So I don't know if you guys do the same thing, but with any like school supplies or when we go on a trip, I always try to double check because I don't know, sometimes you can't even explain why you forget to do something, and especially when you cross it off the list and you actually didn't do it. So let me know if it happens to you as well.
You and me stuck on the ocean now, nothing but waves and they're spilling in. I wanna dry up, but you just keep on going, don't you? I don't even know how we got here. All my reasoning have disappeared. I wanna bury the hatchet and find the way back to our home, our home, our home. We don't have to drift inside this dome. I will not let us fade away. It's not a price I wanna pay, and it's not too late. No, we lost our purpose, chasing all that surplus. You were all that I need.
And for those of you who are new here, my name is Marta. I am a full-time working mom of 2. My kids are in 4th grade and in kindergarten, so it's the first year when I actually have 2 kids in school. My daughter was going to daycare/pre-K last year, but it's kind of like the first time when I have both of them physically in school. So I know it's gonna be an interesting year. So far, they really enjoy it. I was a little afraid that my daughter is not gonna be kind of fully on board, not with the school part, but we're kind of going to a new place, and she was, a bit worried about actually, not having any friends and meeting everybody for the first time, but she did so good and she absolutely loves it so far. So we just started school last week as I am doing this voiceover. So let me know in what grade are your kids going to be at this school year. I'm really curious to see if we have kids who are similar age or if you have kids that are older or younger. So definitely let me know down below.
I feel that we can break free. We can still go back there to a place with no cares. We can turn this ship around. We can turn this ship around all the way back home. Chasing all that we do not have. Chasing all that we don't have. Chasing all that we do not have. We do not all the way back home. Chasing all that we do not have. Chasing all that we don't have. Chasing all that we do not have. We do not. Yesterday we could be ourselves. Didn't have much, but nevertheless we were true to each other. But now we don't even bother. I remember you being hopeful, but the tall waves have worn.
And like I said, my son's bedroom really needed some deep cleaning. As you can see under that rug, there was just a lot of dirt and dust and all kinds of messes. So I wanted to do a really deep clean before he started his school year. So I don't know, it's just kind of new school year, starting fresh. And to me, if you have like a clutter-free room, it kind of sparks, you being creative, and I don't know, that's what it does to me. So I wanted to tackle his room, especially after last year. Most of the year he was using that room for doing e-learning. So there was just some, random toys and different still papers and stuff that he had. So I just wanted to give him kind of like a fresh start. So I started with washing the window. That also needed to get some deep cleaning, and just kind of went around the room cleaning, basically going clockwise and cleaning everything that was in there. And this picture frame, we had it since he was born, and for the first year we were taking a picture every single month. My daughter has a different frame but kind of similar concept, and I don't know, it's so precious to me to look when he was so little, and I cannot believe he is already going to the 4th grade. I don't know, guys, time flies so quickly. I thought it did before, but once you have kids, it's just so much quicker. Does it feel the same way for you? I don't know, like when I was a kid, it was always, oh, I want to be 21, I want to be in my 20s, I want to do, travel and do all those things that adults do. And once I hit 30, it's just going like ridiculously too fast for me. So let me know if it's the same for you as well.
I want to be daring, baby, dance the night away. I let my head down if I want. Don't you just get tired chasing fame and being pretty all the time? Doesn't sound like fun. You can do better. Let me show you what a good time looks like. You can do better, so much better.
And I'm just putting his curtains back on. These are the same ones he had before, but I did ended up putting them in a washer. So I wanted to make sure that actually I hang them when they were still, wet, so they can dry up. And I was just checking if all the stains that I noticed on them, if they actually are clean now, which they were. So I was very happy that I didn't have to buy anything new. And next was his closet, and not so much clothes, but as you can see, all this toys, the basket of toys that has been sitting here for now probably a year since he was doing e-learning. So, and of course, a bunch of Legos that needed to be cleaned out. So I did start with the Legos. He was gonna help me with decluttering the toys on the other side of the room. So I was waiting for him to come on up. And in the meantime, I was just cleaning his Legos. And as I was cleaning, I know I mentioned that before, I was always debating what to get to actually clean the Legos because they get dusty, but it's so hard to clean it. And in this video, I was using the actual feather duster, and I was finally realizing that I think what I should buy for it is, I don't even know what it's called, but it's kind of like looks like a spray bottle, but you clean, like you used to clean your keyboard with it. It's just kind of air that's under pressure. And I think I want to get that. I don't even know what it's called though. So if you know, let me know, because I'm going to be just Googling random things until I find the name. But I want to get that to clean the actual, like Lego stuff that he built. Because it's, like I said, it gets dusty and there's no way for me to clean it. But here I was just making sure, because he likes to play with all his Legos, and some of it it's kind of, not constructed, some of it is just loose. So I was just kind of putting that into the little container that I had in front of me. There's kind of three different sections, so I put like 3 different types of Legos in there. But this was just mostly to just clean it up. He was playing with it for a while. And my daughter was playing with his toys whenever we come upstairs. She likes to play in there too. So I just needed for it to be in one spot instead of all over the room. Because one, I don't want to step on it. And two, it just needed some attention. And I know if I would have asked him, it would have taken him forever because he can never decide what to put. And then especially with Legos, he will start playing with them. So I was just happy to get it all shoved into that corner so I don't have to look at it every time I come into his room. But also let me know in the comments if you have like good ways to organize Legos. I have been looking at Amazon and different like stores, and I really could not find anything that I truly liked. So if you do have something, please let me know what you are using. And next we moved on to that box. I did ask him to kind of go through it and let me know what he wants to keep and what we can get rid of. And you guys, I was so proud of him. He got rid of everything except one toy from that entire bin. Which I was proud of him because he does not play with it anymore, but I didn't want to like throw it away in case he actually had some sentimental feelings towards one of the toys. So there was one little toy he kept and that big car that he's playing with. He wanted to get rid of it, but I told him, you know what, you can still play with it outside if you want, because he likes to like play with rocks and kind of do like construction things. I'm like, take it outside, get some, last few months out of life out of this toy, and then we are good. So I definitely a proud moment here. I gave him a high five for just knowing that if I don't play with it anymore, I can definitely get rid of it and not kind of creating clutter.
Strangers when you stepped into my life, such a magic feeling when you tore down my walls. I wish I could go back to right before you told me I'd try to change it all. But look at us now, could have gone so far.
And then it was time to finally tackle the floor. As you can see, I moved the bed and it's pretty dusty in there, which, obviously it's going to be dusty if you don't clean it on a regular basis. So I wanted to make sure I do a really good job with getting all the dust, especially when you're cleaning, the dust is flying everywhere. So vacuuming is always something I leave for the very last. I also clean his baseboards with the vacuum, so I really wanted to give it like a deep clean. So once I was done, it was, you get that huge feeling of satisfaction that you know everything in that room has been cleaned up and organized.
It hurts to realize we're parted. Yeah, look at us now. This is who we are. And I just know things will never be the same. We're like strangers again, again, again. Strangers again, again, again. We're like strangers again, again, again. I just know things will never be the same. We're like strangers again.
And his room is relatively small, but it still took a long time to get it all cleaned up and organized. But there is nothing like finishing a project and having that feeling of satisfaction that you have done everything that you wanted to in that room, that everything was nicely clean and all the stuff was organized and put away. And it stayed exactly like that for weeks. It's at this point, he started, of course, playing with Michael, but it's just easier to stay on top of it now for him, that everything is nicely cleaned and organized. And the last thing I wanted to do is put that rug finally in his room. Originally, as you're gonna see with this video, I wanted to put it by his bed. Once I rolled it up, I realized it's a bit too small. And I figured he will be tripping over that, and it just didn't look good. And this rug was originally for his desk, so that's when I decided to put it. It was a perfect fit. We had this rug for quite a while in the basement. My husband got it for his desk, but because it doesn't have like anything under the rug to keep it stable, it was like, oh, let's just buy something, and we never did. And I finally said, you know what, it's time to put it on. So we still don't have anything underneath because I put it on, and after a few days, the rug kind of got nice and flat. And not once did he complain that it's like in his way, or that he trips over that, or that he's moving it. So for now, we're just gonna keep it as is. If there is no need to buy anything for it, I'm just not gonna do it. If he starts complaining or I notice that it's a problem, then I'm gonna buy something for under that. And here we are, the end product. The comforter was still drying in our dryer, but it just looks so much better, and it feels better because I know it's actually clean. It's not like one of the times when it's like, it looks clean, but it's actually not. This one was actually fully clean. He was definitely ready to tackle the new school year. And what I'm going to show you next is what you don't see a lot in the cleaning videos, and that is the aftermath of all the things I need to actually throw away or put away where they belong. So I think, took 2 garbage bags downstairs, but lots of things that needs to be still thrown away and put where they belong. So hopefully you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching.